evening and welcome. Tonight, we bring you a series of dramatic and important stories from Pattaya and beyond. From a devastating highway accident to a crackdown on illegal tour operations, to two very different sea rescues that both gripped the city. We begin with the highway tragedy. In the early hours of September 26th, just after 1 o'clock in the morning, Highway 331 in Khao Mai Khao became the scene of a disaster. An 18-wheeler truck transporting a full load of heavy rubber lost control in terrifying fashion. The massive vehicle smashed through the central divider, slammed into a guardrail, tore down a large road sign, and then flipped onto its side with extraordinary force. Rescue teams arrived to a horrifying sight. The cabin of the truck had been completely crushed under the weight of its cargo. Inside, rescuers found 25-year-old Kanyarat Otongkam, who had been traveling in the cab. She was killed instantly. The driver, a man aged between 30 and 50, was found trapped, his head pinned beneath massive blocks of rubber that had broken loose. He was still alive, but critically injured. Emergency responders from the Swang Borabun Tamasostan Rescue Unit worked tirelessly through the darkness, cutting through mangled metal and clearing debris scattered across every lane of the highway. Rubber cargo, broken sign supports, and twisted steel lay everywhere. The sound of cutting equipment and flashing lights of ambulances filled the night. But the danger did not stop with the overturned truck. The impact triggered a chain reaction involving 3 other vehicles. A bronze Isuzu D-Max pickup, driven by Navy Lieutenant Prasan Salke, struck the debris and rolled over. The officer and his son, who was traveling with him, were both injured but thankfully survived. A bronze employee shuttle van belonging to Ploy Prathong Transport Company and a white Toyota Alphard van also suffered damage. Their drivers and passengers sustained minor injuries, but all were able to walk away. Witnesses recalled moments of terror. The shuttle van driver said he had noticed the truck's signal light blinking as if it were preparing to make a turn. Instead, the truck suddenly veered across the divider and overturned. Lieutenant Prasan added that the road was so dark that he never saw the wreck until it was too late to brake. Authorities now face urgent questions. What caused the truck to lose control? Was it driver fatigue, a mechanical failure, or poor road conditions? This deadly crash has reignited concerns about visibility and safety along Highway 331, a route that has already earned a reputation as one of the most hazardous in the region. Locals are calling for improved lighting, better barriers, and stricter monitoring of heavy vehicles at night. Turning to our second story, a crackdown on illegal tourism practices in Pattaya. At Liem Balihai Pier, officials arrested a Chinese national identified only as Mr. Zhang for working illegally as a tour guide. The operation was spearheaded by the Department of Tourism's Director General, Chataran Paktewanich, along with Police Lieutenant General Saksira Puekam, commander of the Tourist Police Bureau. Their team had been monitoring the pier after receiving reports of foreign guides working without authorization. Surveillance confirmed the suspicions. Mr. Zhang was seen escorting a group of 14 foreign tourists from a boat to a waiting bus. Critically, no licensed Thai guide was present. When questioned, Mr. Zhang admitted he had no license, which under Thai law is not even possible to obtain for foreigners. Tour guiding is a protected profession, reserved solely for Thai citizens, with no work permits available to outsiders. As a result, he was charged under Section 49 and Section 86 of the Tourism Business and Guide Act as amended in 2016. He also faced charges under the Foreign Employment Act for working illegally in a prohibited occupation. The case also exposed a Thai national's involvement. A Thai guide, identified as Miss M, had been listed by the tour company as the responsible guide on duty, but she was absent at the pier. She later presented herself at Pattaya City Police Station, where she was also charged for allowing an unlicensed foreigner to work in her place. Officials stressed that this crackdown is not just about paperwork. The law is designed to protect Thai jobs, maintain professional standards, and safeguard the experience of tourists. Authorities have promised more inspections across Pattaya and the eastern region to ensure that all visitors are guided by qualified Thai professionals. Now to Jomtien Beach, where a late-night drama unfolded just before midnight on September 25th. Rescue units rushed to the Dongtan Curve after reports of a man drowning in the sea. When they arrived, they found 36-year-old Jamnon lying on the sand, coughing violently and struggling to breathe after swallowing large amounts of seawater. Volunteers quickly provided emergency treatment and rushed him to Pattaya City Hospital. The backstory reveals a heartbreaking twist. According to friends, Jamnon had been attending lifeguard training for a company position. But after repeatedly failing the training sessions, he became deeply frustrated and embarrassed. That night, after drinking heavily on the beach, he suddenly removed his trousers, ran into the dark water, and disappeared beneath the waves. His friends, alarmed and terrified, immediately called for help. Thanks to their quick thinking and the rapid response of rescue teams, his life was saved. Authorities later emphasized the extreme dangers of mixing alcohol with swimming or other water activities. They also noted the importance of mental health support, especially for those experiencing personal setbacks and feelings of hopelessness. And finally, another dramatic sea incident that very same night, but with a much more uplifting ending. In Pattaya Bay, 24-year-old Santipong Kitisuwatna survived hours adrift on the open water thanks to modern technology and his quick thinking. Santipong had set out earlier that evening on his kayak, planning to paddle to Crackdown Beach for a solo camping trip. As the night wore on, the wind picked up and the waves grew dangerously strong. He lost control of his kayak, which eventually capsized, throwing him into the rough water. Alone and in the dark, he clung to his overturned kayak for hours, growing colder and weaker with every passing minute. His belongings were scattered across the sea. With little chance of making it back to shore on his own, he turned to the only tool he had left, his Apple Watch. Using its SOS function, he was able to send out an emergency distress signal. The signal was picked up by the Pattaya Marine Disaster Prevention Radio Center, which immediately launched a rescue operation in coordination with the Swang Borabun Tamasfastan Rescue Unit. Rescue boats soon located him, shivering and exhausted, but alive. He later said that without the technology on his wrist, he may not have survived the night. This story not only highlights the dangers of solo sea travel, but also demonstrates the life-saving potential of wearable technology when combined with fast, coordinated emergency response. From a deadly crash on a dark highway to an illegal tour guide operation to two very different sea rescues at sea, these stories reveal both the risks and the resilience of life in Pattaya. Tragedy and hope, despair and survival, all within a span of just 24 hours.